Better Call Saul Season 6 Episode 12 Theories and Predictions Explained. Following Episode 11 of the show just being released, and with it focusing on Gene starting the beginning of his demise, the final two episodes are looking like they're going to be hard-hitting and will go out with a bang. We received a small preview at the end of Episode 11, following the theme that we've had since the mid-season finale, and I thought I'd break it down whilst giving my theories and predictions on what I think could happen next. So let's get into it. Here is Better Call Saul Season 6 Episode 12 Theories and Predictions Explained. Just to let you know, this video will contain spoilers. The preview that we received at the back end of the episode was extremely similar to what we'd seen since the mid-season finale, a black and white shot that was between 15 to 20 seconds long. However, this time there was one difference. There was no voiceover from a character. We normally have a line that Jimmy utters in the episode being played in the preview, but this time we didn't. It does make me wonder if it's insinuating that he may not be okay or make it out alright following him breaking into the house. The last we saw of Gene in episode 11 was of him approaching the man's house that he was planning on stealing the identity of and selling, which Buddy decided not to do due to the fact that the victim was ill. We saw Gene break the glass to the door and unlock it before the episode cut to black. When looking at the preview, the road that the police vehicle is parked upon does look as though it's on the road where Jeff dropped Jimmy off at the end of episode 11. It's a residential street, and you can also tell this by the style of house that's in the backdrop behind the car. We heard the usual somber music playing in the background as the two officers approached the house, along with the police radio going off between officers. The talk on the radio was 10-4, which means okay, and then they said backup is en route, proceed with caution. This could be alluding to the fact that something large may have gone down, or the lack of understanding of what's going on could be the reason why they're proceeding with caution. Usually, with these previews, the show likes to throw things off track by making it seem like it's something which it's not, or trick us into the importance that it holds. But when we look at the shape of the house and the placement of the windows in the preview, compared to when Gene pulls up out the front, they're the exact same build and design, which leads me to think that something's gone wrong, and they're going to be closing in on the property with the intention of finding out what is happening. Gene smashed the glass and broke in through the door, which somebody may well have heard if they were awake. We also know that the person of the house who is going in was given the water with the substance applied at least 3 hours prior to both Gene and Jeff going there, which means that he could well have woken up and called the police if he heard some noise. We could potentially see Gene get caught in this moment. It would be a sad way for him to get caught. However, it would be rather fitting. The sense that his greed got the better of him and the exploitation of somebody who was more vulnerable for his own gain were to be the reason he failed. But I just can't see it playing out like that. I think he'll manage to get away and something far more sinister may occur. Maybe with Marion. She has her suspicions and we've seen her growing more cautious over the past 2 episodes. Outside of the preview, we know that we have 2 more scenes with Jesse and Walt. However, they'll be treated individually rather than on screen together. I have a suspicion that one of them could be with Kim. With us finding out that Kim now lives in Florida and us not knowing anything about what she's been up to since Season 6 Episode 9, we may see a specific segment focusing on her. I can't see the writers not showing us what happened to Kim and what she got up to in the 15 years that there's been since she left Jimmy. Especially considering how much of a hold the character has on Gene even all of those years later, as we saw by the smashing up of the phone booth, and the hold that she also has on us as the audience. We know that she's out there following the phone call that Francesca received, but it's just in what capacity? We have the clip of her taking the oath that gets spoken when an individual gets sworn in as a lawyer, that we've not seen or heard in the show before. This was released a while ago as a teaser prior to the second half of the final season airing, so this could be utilized in the form of a flashback to a previous time period where she was embarking on her career, or it could be her starting up her career again as a lawyer following her resigning a couple of episodes ago. This could be later on in life between Season 6 Episode 9 and the timeline Gene is now living in. The title of the episode is Waterworks, which leads me to think that we could see some tears on the horizon. If Gene does get caught, he may be pleading for his release and begging to be able to go free, but I think it could potentially be more to do with Kim. It'd be interesting if we were to cut back and see what happened in the 8 months after Kim left Jimmy, and the heartbroken individual was on his own. I imagine there would have been a lot of tears and struggling, in the sense that he would have needed to deal with the death of Lalo and Howard on his own, rather than in the pair like he originally thought he would. Or we could see Gene get caught and he's about to be exposed and lose absolutely everything. This could be by the police as they approach the house, or it could be by Marion calling the police after Jeff reveals all to his mother. I imagine Jeff is an individual that can't keep anything from his mother, and would be forced into telling her. However, that would come with severe repercussions on Jeff, based on what Gene said in episode 10. The final episode of the season is titled Saul Gone, which shows that the ending is definitely upon us for the show, and also the character. The title is something that I think is definitely going to be a double entendre. When you think about it, it's the perfect title for the final episode of the show. Better Call Saul is finishing, which means that it's going to be going off of our screens and gone for good. But I think the title is also a nod to the colloquial use for "it's all gone," meaning Saul gone, highlighting that everything Jimmy has in Saul, Gene and himself is going to be no more in the final episode. The episode Waterworks is going to lay the foundations to us witnessing a crack in the gene that is now channeled, and it's going to come with severe repercussions. Jimmy is going to lose it all before the show draws to a close. It just depends on if his life is also included in that too. An outlook that would take a slightly different tone to what I've just mentioned could be about Jimmy heading to Florida, or Kim making a return. We know that Kim works for Palm Coast Sprinklers, and with the episode containing water in the title, it's a thin connection, but it could act as a connection to that, but also the heartbreak that Jimmy has gone through with that specific individual being Kim, and maybe the emotions he'll feel when he lays eyes on her again. I didn't think that there was much more needed following the ending of last week's episode, but there most certainly is, and the show never ceases to amaze me on the connection that it has, the characters it produces, and the investment that I have in seeing how Jimmy's journey is going to draw to a tragic close. So, there you have it. Better Call Saul Season 6 Episode 12, Theories and Predictions Explained. If you want to see more videos on Better Call Saul such as endings explained, theories and predictions, and character breakdowns, then click on the I button. Or alternatively, you can head over to my channel where you can find them all. If you want to give me a show or movie that you'd like me to review next, then head over to my Twitter, @BrainPilot_, and tweet me what show or movie you'd like me to review. And finally, if you'd like to see what I rate the movies that don't quite make the cut to getting a dedicated video, then head over to my Letterboxd profile. It's where I rate the latest releases in real time. What do you think is going to happen? Leave a comment down below, and don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you next time.